Oh my goodness.
I'm
Life,
still here.
life.
I'm still here.
Okay.
can't see him.
I'll be back. Hang on. I look better in the dark anyway.
All right.
Not that very much.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
there we got you. Okay,
Madam Chair, you're live.
okay, we're going live and we're starting the meeting. And so I would like to call the Cultural Exchange Commission meeting to order. And Chris will call roll
Debbie Stathis,
here.
Gail Petrusov,
Here.
Nikki O'Keefe,
Here.
Mara Burton,
Here.
Chris Stathis, I'm here. Wanda Boker, not on yet. Donna Bouchon, not on yet. Morgan Jones, not on yet. Capri Walling, not on yet.
And
And ex officios, Adam, you're here. Thank you
I'm
very
here.
much. And Casey, our council liaison, is not present either. So,
can we go ahead without Casey,
sure.
Adam? Yeah.
I believe so. You have a quorum established.
Okay, welcome. And our first order of business are the committee reports. And I think the only real committee report that we have is the treasurer's report. Vicki?
Okay, well, it's been a while since we have had the
Yes.
treasure report, probably since March. So I'm happy to report that in March, the St. David's raffle raised $208.30. And then in August, we had a generous donation of $1,000. That brings our balance up to $5,619.96, which is wonderful.
Wow.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wow.
And we will be ready for the next
Yes.
trip here.
Yeah, yeah. No, like I
Especially when
said,
we keep fundraising at that rate. Imagine.
and
Oh, here comes Donna.
here comes Donna. That amount of money should see us through the visit. And if we can engage in, if we find things that, we can raise money with, that's great. But I think we're so fortunate to have the good donations. Hi, Donna.
Hello, Donna.
Thank you for.
Well, I will leave a little early because
Oh.
I'm here at the church waiting for the next meeting. So
We're waiting for the next meeting.
No, maybe we'll go real
Yeah,
fast. and
We'll
get-
go real
get
fast.
done.
The old business that I wanted to discuss officially was to review the virtual visit week and see what you guys thought of it. Just as a prelude, we had over 50 people from Havre de Grace participate in creating videos. Adam was our go-to guy and he got everything done. Donna created a video while camping on her way to Colorado. And and we had, again, I thought it was a wonderful community participation. My impression was that the people in Mumbles felt this participation and felt that people in Havre de Grace wanted to share Havre de Grace with them. And so the feedback I've gotten from them has been very positive. And I'll just go on to say that I had kind of thought that once we finished the virtual visit, that would be, okay, we'll wait for, 2022. No. We've got all these suggestions for collaborative projects we can do and video exchanges that we can do, demonstrating what we do on Thanksgiving, what they do on Guy Fawkes Night. Now that we've got, now Adam, that we've got this video down. So there was, excitement that wouldn't have been there, I don't think, had we not had the virtual visit. And I don't think that would have been there even if if they'd come over, we wouldn't have that in-between kind of collaboration. Any observations you guys have about the
I
visit?
was very, very impressed, like you, with the amount of participation. That we were able to sort of scramble and figure out a different way to welcome them to this city, obviously virtually, and to showcase, the beautiful things that are here, just like they enjoy in Mumbles, that we have the same, wonderful things here. And also that the people here are so willing to share our lives here with them, which, and I think, and when you're trying to create, a bond between two cities or two groups of people, I think that's the best thing you can do is share your own personal home and life and experiences and those kind of things. So yeah, I was very, very impressed with all of it. I truly was.
And great video of the pink house. It's good.
So we're there's a little bit of construction going on inside. So Perry did not want any indoor pictures taken. So I'm like, all right, we'll just do the outside then.
It was great. It was great. Any other thoughts? So
I agree. I one of the things with the idea of continuing this on is I think that there's much more of a bond when you're, I'm using the word talking, but virtually communicating on an ongoing basis versus, okay, that trip's done. I'll see you in a year or 2 years. And it, falls by the wayside. So one of my questions though would be, as we're sharing, and I'm sure you've already discussed this, Deb, is like if we put it on our website, they're not necessarily going to see it, and vice versa. Like how do we want to manage that? Or are you going to work that out with them a way that
I can put it on, I can put it, I was playing with YouTube today too, so this could get dangerous.
Oh, wow. Look at you getting all kinds of new skills.
I know, learning. But I can, we can put stuff, we can post stuff on their Facebook page too. So.
Awesome.
That
plus we can always send out email notices too if we have anything that's loaded up, just to let them know it's there and to go look for it. And they meet regularly, so even though they have some people who aren't necessarily often on their computers, I think we can get the word out.
The news does well.
Yeah, and we could even do, if they sent a bunch of videos at once, we could meet. Well, I guess I don't even know how you do that. We can't get together. I was gonna say we could have a meeting and have it on a big screen or something, but on a big
Well,
screen.
I mean, even with, and Adam can elaborate on this one. My understanding is that when you're
So I
on,
went with the Giants. I mean, I went with New York.
when you're on a Zoom,
Philadelphia. Dear God.
you could go ahead and actually run a film
And have everybody watch.
and have everybody
Do
watch
you
it.
know
We can definitely do that. We can share a screen
NFL.com?
Yeah.
with a video.
So that's something we can do. I wanted to ask, has anybody taken the time to watch any of the Stumbles Through Mumbles that they posted on their side?
I couldn't open it because I'm in the US.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I haven't pursued this yet, but there's some that you can open and some that you can't open. That it says, in terms of consistency, I don't know, but I'll get back to them and tell them this one works and that one doesn't work, and then we can figure out what the difference is. I have no idea at all. So. Okay, I think we can generally say it was a good, the virtual visit, I think was a success. So new business, and I'm just going to list these things because I think, or share these ideas with you and see what ideas you have, because I think this is work that needs to be done, in smaller groups, grab people and see what we can do. There was the head of the Mumbles Community Council, Martin, said that he wanted to engage to do something with storytelling, telling stories about the people in Mumbles, about the places, about the activities. Turns out, and I realized this, it takes me a while, that there's an organization of which I'm a part in Havre de Grace called Mosaics, and what they are doing is collecting stories of people in Havre de Grace. And focusing on, early 20th century, but it's stories in Havre de Grace. So I think that we could easily meld those two together and bring in some more people, for twinning too, if we can share this. So it was the storytelling. They sent a list of Guy Fawkes Day, Boxing Day, Christmas, what they do, St. David's Day, their version of Valentine's Day, that they could send little videos of what they, the customs that exist there. We can do Thanksgiving. We can do football games, TV, around TV football games. They were also talking about a child's Christmas in Wales. Thomas's
based on can you not be there?
Mumbles.
Can they go back?
And more than anything drank and mumbles. And, but we could use this, they could send us Trials Christmas in Wales. Also the churches that we are, you know, we have our Episcopal Church and their Anglican Church twinned, and we could have simply put services up on YouTube and Facebook, so that people would know what was going on there. So lots of ongoing possibilities. And then I was thinking about establishing like once every 2 months, once every 3 months, a Zoom call that between the two communities, so that we could see faces and talk. What do you guys think about that? About just regular kind of Zoom calls.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think we need to have not necessarily an agenda, but you should have ideas of things to talk about, so we don't just
Always an
have
agenda.
yes, you know, very long pauses, uncomfortable pauses when no one knows what to talk about.
Very, always an agenda, but I think with these ongoing projects that they would form the basis of the agenda, so that we.
I think back, do you remember the old Mike Myers character on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
He dressed in drag and he'd be talking, and then he'd say, I'll give you a topic, discuss among yourselves.
Discuss among yourselves.
When he got
Talk amongst yourselves.
when he got verklempt.
Yeah. We don't want that.
But you know, again, as Vicky's saying, we can have a couple of topics and post them beforehand so people could have thought about it, and then just kick it off and see where the conversation goes. And the other thing is, you know, you put some sort of a time limit on it so people know how much they're expected to invest. It might only be a half an hour, it might be 45 minutes. But it's just, I think it's good, again, to see each other, to talk to each other, to share a story, to share a joke. That's what makes friendship go. And that's what we want to do with them and amongst ourselves. So I think it's a great idea.
And the whole collaborative project thing, when we can get people to work together, I think working together is the best way to get to know somebody on a project. That could be good. There was and keep them to an hour or under an hour. That would be good. Also, we have the option, if we want to join in the French discussion group, which is held once a month on Monday morning. Sarah said she would change the time so that we wouldn't be doing it at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that's a possibility. Okay. Any other discussion on that kind of stuff?
I just have a thought, and I don't know. I mean, in a way, obviously it would have to remain apolitical, but I have to assume they're pretty interested in what's going on with our presidential election this year.
They are fascinated.
So my thought is, I don't know if, I mean, it occurs to me they might find the Saturday Night Live stuff kind of funny if they haven't seen it. If we could do a collection of just snippets from that. Also, we don't know what's going to happen after November 3rd, but I mean, I don't know. I just think it's a pretty interesting thing going on in the United States right now, and I imagine that they would be somewhat fascinated by that. And I'm not sure what that would look like, but.
Well, and actually, there's the flip side too. They're going through Brexit, and
well, there's that. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
As well. And it'd be nice to get their thoughts on how they're bearing up under their, you know.
So that just might be politics. Just might be a piece of that communication that we have, that open communication.
Well, we could always discuss the democratic process.
Right.
Yeah.
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 No,
I think it'd be interesting to also talk about how our different communities are handling COVID and what we're doing and how we're getting around schools and childcare and, you know, and going to church and things like that. It would be kind of interesting to see the differences and the similarities.
When you talk about Thanksgiving, well, this year isn't going to look normal.
No.
No, and
the time of COVID versus normal Thanksgiving.
Right.
Over there right now, as of 6 o'clock tomorrow, they're going an absolute stay in your house lockdown.
Oh my
until November
God.
9th.
For 17 days.
And, so people are feeling the crunch there. Also, politically, there's a movement that hasn't gained until now much traction, and that is Independence for Wales. And that is, it was funny yesterday, a weather announcer talked about the Republic of Wales, and so they're, on the Welsh Facebook, it was, that's it, we're the Republic. It happens, who knew? And but
Weatherman just declared our independence.
yeah, we declared our, and but that's happening with Scotland and Northern Ireland too. So it's a political turmoil over there too.
Although I think actually, I don't believe a weather reporter, even on the BBC, has to unilaterally declare Wales a
Yeah,
republic.
but what if he's a weatherman?
Well,
She was a lady.
it was a lady's voice.
It was a lady. It was a lady. So
I meant that in the greater context.
Going down to activities and Havre de Grace, the first thing, we've been invited as a nonprofit to take part in the Oyster Fest. And I don't know if you remember that from last year. We made, what is it, $200 you said at the, I forget.
No, I have.
We made some money. People can buy their tickets to the Oyster Fest, and we get,
If they name us.
if they name us, we get $15 from it. And we had a table last year, and we had the dragon on the table and everything else. I'm just going to say up front, and it's going to take place in the community, in the community center at the top of the hill, and there will be an adjacent tent, much like it was last year. I personally will not be going. And I don't feel comfortable, particularly in this time when numbers are going up, to go into and invite other people into that kind of situation. It takes place on November 21st. And I haven't responded to Lori Orovitz yet about our participation, because I wanted to, discuss it with some people first. Any thoughts?
I think we have to practice extreme caution. It's the patriotic thing to do. It's the right thing to do. I just think we have to skip that.
Yeah. I agree. We're still not doing inside eating, restaurants, things like that.
Yeah.
It's just not interested in
I'm
being
too old.
inside.
Maura, Vicky, what do you think?
So I think that there will be less people. I agree with that. I do think some people will do it. And to be, now last year we made, was about $240. But, and this is speaking maybe more, besides that, the fact that we have so many nonprofit organizations here that are probably hurting more because of this.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like it would be nice to let them take a stand, because we're not hurting.
That's a good
Right.
thought.
It's a good,
Right.
good,
That's a good thought.
good
That is
thought.
actually an excellent thought. I
Yeah.
like that, because, becoming part of something like this could also be an implication that we support, big group gatherings like this. And I think it's just not the time to put ourselves out there looking like that. Again, I think it's a very patriotic thing, and the right thing to do, given that I work in healthcare, is to practice absolutely the utmost in protecting people, and large groups we've all seen cause a lot of problems, just, cause a lot of unnecessary, I think, issues for people.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just want to mention the city has been working with the health department on this event, and it has designed a lot of protocols and guidelines, which we have put in place to ensure safety. But we completely understand people have different comfort levels.
Right.
And as a group, that's a decision you guys can make. And you're exactly right. There's been a lot of nonprofits who have missed a lot of fundraising opportunities this year. So that's our objective there, is to help those people out, help them raise
Sure.
some funds right now.
Yep.
And obviously, whatever you guys decide, the city will respect.
Right.
Well, I think, going back to what Vicky said, I think that we don't need the money.
Yeah.
And so it would be, gracious on our part to not take part and allow, all the money to go to somebody else. I think
I'm
that's
perfectly fine with that. And I think actually, it's the better thing to do. Sometimes, the tough choice is the better choice, really.
okay. Thank you, Adam. Okay, one thing that we could do is the Christmas tree. The Independence Day Committee is having the Christmas trees first weekend in December, that Friday, outside in Hutchins Park, to put them in Hutchins Park. I've got a tree in the garage. We could, if you guys think that it's okay to go ahead with this, Anise helped me last year, see if she'll help me again this year, to decorate a tree, donate it to the Independence Day, support the commission and that activity, because it'll be outside. Adam, as I understand, under a tent.
Yes, the tent that's usually there for the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
So what do you guys think about that?
I'm all about it.
That's a great
I
idea.
decorated several trees last year. It was so fun. It was so fun.
I remember those were.
So Deb, and we would use funds that we have to buy ornaments, what have you,
Yeah,
right?
and we've got
And
a tree.
donate it, and we donate it. Okay.
Yeah.
See, and
We need to talk about, obviously we should reference twinning in some respect, but do we need to have a group discussion on a theme or?
I think I'll put the word out, and whoever wants to volunteer can volunteer to do it. We can do it in our garage, which if we take the car out is a big space.
Leave the doors open.
And leave the doors open and
Both doors.
and then, see what ideas we come up with. And it became clear to me last year that we want to, generate some twinning aspect to it, but the goal is to make the tree as attractive to people bidding on it as possible.
Well, I have an idea for the ribbon,
What's
the
that?
bows. Well, literally, we had bows made for us for our tree. So I'm going to go online and see if we can maybe get something Wales-ish.
That'd be great.
Dragon.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'll buy
Yeah.
it, and I'll give someone else one of my pre-made bows, and you guys can make them and put them in. They look excellent.
That's good. So
Deb, does the organization that sponsors that Christmas tree, do they put out a theme, or is it just Christmas in
No.
general? No theme. Okay.
it's
Yep.
whatever
You
you
pick your
think
theme.
will,
Okay.
get bid on, and then that's it. And again, they've lost out on fundraisers, this year too, as everybody has.
4th of July.
And no 4th of July, yeah. So it would be good to support them. Okay, I'll get the word out on that. And you guys, I don't know if all of you remember, I'll remind you about my huge faux pas that I didn't proofread the sign that the city has gifted us, for twinning to put up. So there was a misspelling in it. That luckily people on the other side caught, because I was just so excited about the sign. I said, yeah, great. So the sign is, the repair that needed to be done to the sign is finished, and the city has the sign, and just waiting on Miss Utility to say where they can, if it's good to go ahead and dig. So I would expect, what do you think, Adam, in the next couple of weeks?
I would give it a week, maybe 2 weeks. And it's in that location near the Route 40 bridge, in that proximity, but going underneath the Route 40 bridge.
On 155.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
So when that day comes, maybe we can gather and at a distance,
Yes.
drink some
Oh,
Welsh
good.
whiskey or
Oh,
something,
take pictures and
and
send
take
them over.
pictures and send them over, and
Yes.
have a good time with it. So that would be good.
I love that idea. Great
Yeah.
idea.
The visit is going to, TAM coming here is going to take place in the fall of 2022, which seems like a long time away, but we may
No.
still be in COVIDville.
No.
I hope not. I hope not.
Bite your tongue.
But again, if we establish a relationship and we're working on projects and we're getting together, I think that, you know, when the time comes, it'll be great. It'll be great. Okay, any other business? Chris, did you have something?
Yeah, I just reminded you to ask if there's anything.
And so I will find volunteers, ask volunteers for the Christmas tree. We've got the Christmas tree. We can, you know, decorate it and participate in the 4th. I will, Adam, I'll send word from Twinning to Lori about our decision
Okay.
about the Oyster Fest. And I was thinking it would be wonderful to have this kind of meeting once a month just to touch base.
Yes.
A month from today is Thanksgiving. A month from that is Christmas. And so I just looked on the calendar and picked a date, December 10th. It's, I don't even know, I think it's a Thursday. And
Thursday.
Thursday. And at 6 o'clock, just so, again, just to touch base and see where we are. And is that okay with you, with everybody?
Perfectly fine with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
As
Good with
opposed to meeting on Thanksgiving while we're eating our things separately. Okay. I promised this would be short. It is. And
Okay. Can I ask one more question?
sure.
Well, because we're talking about sharing and videos with them, can you just use your cell phone to take these videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did, that's how I did ours.
Okay, and the reason I'm asking is because if we're thinking about doing it, and while a lot of our Thanksgiving doesn't look the same, I think, and I assume that I could go down and do it, but that we should have someone to take a video at the Thanksgiving where they
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. You don't even have to finish my sentence. You knew what
Yeah,
I
you do, because I don't know what you're talking about.
The Thanksgiving feast that is put on by the
Fred Wills and everybody.
Yeah, Fred
Yeah.
Wills and
And
Don.
I think we need to make sure to get in on that. So, you know, if someone is going to be there, I'm sure that we'll volunteer. We're going to be in town this year. But if someone else wants to do it, fine. If no one else wants to do it, I will. But I think, you know.
I'll go. I can do it. I don't mind. If I'm not working that day, because sometimes the hospital will put me on a shift that day, but I will know soon.
Okay. If not, I'm sure that we'll be probably volunteering in some fashion, or
Right.
at the very least can be taking videos and stuff. And
No, that'll be great. That would be wonderful. And I think they're planning on serving, you know, all the meals that they've ever served, but they're not going to be
all
eaten.
takeout. Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
going to be takeaway and delivery. So that's been organized too. Thank you. Great. But yeah, everything on cell phone.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that if, you know, I wouldn't have something to be like, well, that's great, Vicki, but we can't use this.
No, everything on cell phone.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna buzz and get on to my next meeting. So,
Okay, I move
Thank you.
we adjourn.
oh, yes.
I second.
That, the meeting